He turned a one-phone mail-order tool business into one of the largest privately held retail empires in America. He made his fortune selling tools that most people never brag about owning, but almost everyone needs. This is the story of Eric Smidt, the man behind Harbor Freight Tools, a relentless cost-cutter, a quiet billionaire, and one of the most underestimated retail minds of modern America. Eric Smidt was born in 1960 in the San Fernando Valley, north of Los Angeles. His early life was unstable and difficult, shaped by financial insecurity and constant movement. His father, Alan Smidt, earned a living selling tools and other goods out of a van and through mail-order catalogs. From a young age, Eric was exposed to the raw mechanics of commerce, buying cheaply, selling directly, and convincing customers that value mattered more than polish. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. Family turmoil eventually led to Eric spending years in foster care and institutional homes. By his mid-teens, he was largely on his own, working odd jobs and learning to survive independently. These experiences hardened him early. They also gave him something many future executives never develop: a visceral understanding of what money means when you don't have much of it. For Eric Smidt, price sensitivity wasn't theoretical. It was personal. In the late 1970s, Eric rejoined his father's small mail-order tool operation. The business was tiny, run with phones, paper catalogs, and word-of-mouth advertising. Eric handled everything: taking orders, packing boxes, negotiating with suppliers, and learning which products actually sold. He quickly realized that customers didn't want prestige. They wanted tools that worked and prices that didn't hurt. When Eric formally took control of the business in his late teens and early 20s, he began reshaping it with obsessive focus. He cut unnecessary costs, streamlined product offerings, and pushed harder on sourcing. Instead of relying on middlemen, he started working directly with overseas manufacturers, especially in Asia, specifying designs and pushing for lower unit costs. Every saved dollar could be passed on to customers or reinvested to scale faster. The next major leap was moving from mail order into physical retail. Smidt believed that tools were tactile products. Customers wanted to see them, touch them, and walk out with them the same day. The first Harbor Freight stores were bare-bones operations. No glossy displays, no commissioned salespeople, no brand storytelling, just shelves stacked with tools and prices that undercut nearly everyone else. The model worked. Store by store, Harbor Freight expanded across California and then nationally. Smidt kept refining the formula: private label tools, high inventory turnover, minimal store decor, and constant promotions. While traditional hardware stores competed on brand reputation and professional endorsements, Harbor Freight competed on math. Smidt understood something fundamental about the American consumer. Most people don't need professional-grade tools every day. They need something affordable that works when they need it. A homeowner drilling a few holes a year doesn't want to spend top dollar. A small contractor might want a backup tool that won't break the bank. Harbor Freight became the default choice for that enormous middle ground. Central to this success was private labeling. By avoiding national brands, Harbor Freight eliminated marketing premiums and licensing fees. Smidt could control product design, quality thresholds, packaging, and pricing. If a wrench failed too often, it was redesigned. If a product sold slowly, it was cut. Data and feedback drove decisions, not brand loyalty. As the chain grew, so did its efficiency. Distribution centers were optimized, shipping routes were refined, store footprints were standardized. Everything was engineered to reduce cost per unit. Smidt accepted lower margins per item in exchange for volume, repeat visits, and customer habit. It was a strategy many competitors couldn't replicate because they were locked into brand partnerships or bloated cost structures. By the 2000s, Harbor Freight Tools had become a national powerhouse. The company grew to more than 1,000 stores across the United States, generating billions in annual revenue. It employed tens of thousands of workers and served millions of customers each year. Through it all, Smidt maintained majority ownership, avoiding public markets and outside control. That decision preserved his ability to think long-term, expand patiently, and weather downturns without investor panic. Smidt's leadership style was intensely private and deeply operational. He avoided the spotlight, rarely gave interviews, and focused almost entirely on the business. Internally, the culture emphasized efficiency, accountability, and relentless improvement. Harbor Freight wasn't about glamour. It was about execution. Not everything was smooth. Harbor Freight faced criticism over product quality, safety recalls, and inconsistent durability. Smidt responded by investing more heavily in testing, warranties, and quality controls, gradually improving reliability without abandoning affordability. The company leaned into transparent trade-offs. Tools were priced for value, not immortality, and customers largely accepted that bargain. A more personal controversy erupted in 2010 when Smidt's parents filed a lawsuit accusing him of misappropriating company assets. The dispute became public and messy, exposing deep family fractures. While the legal battle eventually resolved, it offered a rare glimpse into the darker side of private wealth and control. For Smidt, it was a reminder that success doesn't insulate anyone from personal conflict. As his wealth grew, so did his interest in philanthropy. Alongside his wife Susan, Smidt began directing significant resources toward causes tied closely to his own journey. The most prominent is Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, a nationwide program that supports skilled trades education in public high schools. At a time when vocational programs were being cut or neglected, Smidt invested millions to fund welding, automotive, construction, and manufacturing classes. The philosophy was simple. Not every student is meant for a four-year college, but everyone deserves a path to dignity, skills, and stable work. By supporting trades education, Smidt aimed to strengthen the very workforce that uses tools and keeps the economy running. Smidt also became a major patron of arts and culture in Los Angeles. He donated heavily to museums, including large gifts to institutions focused on history, memory, and modern art. These contributions placed him among the city's most influential cultural benefactors and reflected a desire to leave a civic legacy beyond retail. Despite his low public profile, Smidt's personal life occasionally made headlines. Reports surfaced of his ownership of one of the largest private yachts in the world, a floating symbol of extreme wealth. The contrast was striking. A billionaire made rich by discount tools, enjoying some of the most expensive luxuries imaginable. For critics, it highlighted inequality. For others, it simply illustrated the rewards of building and owning a massive private enterprise. Politically, Smidt has been active as a donor, particularly in Democratic circles. He has supported candidates and causes aligned with education, labor, and civic investment, though he rarely comments publicly on politics. His influence is exerted quietly, through funding rather than rhetoric. What makes Eric Smidt unique among retail billionaires is not flash or innovation hype, but discipline. He didn't invent tools. He didn't create a luxury brand. He optimized something old and unglamorous until it became enormous. He saw dignity in value, power in scale, and opportunity where others saw thin margins. Harbor Freight changed how millions of Americans think about tools. It lowered the barrier to entry for home improvement, repair, and skilled work. It made it cheaper to try, to learn, and to build. That impact is easy to overlook because it's so ordinary, and that may be Smidt's greatest achievement. Today, Eric Smidt's fortune is measured in billions, but his influence is measured in garages, workshops, and classrooms across the country. From a childhood marked by instability to ownership of one of America's most successful private retailers, his story is one of control, wrested from chaos, efficiency carved from scarcity, and a belief that progress doesn't have to be expensive. Eric Smidt built an empire not by selling dreams, but by selling tools, and in doing so, he gave millions of people the means to build their own.